Right in the studio with us to discuss this is the national president of the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide, Owelami Peretubo. Nice to see you.
It's my pleasure. Good
morning,
Nigerians. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to abuse of human rights, this allegations by either international agencies or even Nigerians in some cases is not the first. We've all often heard this. Now, the military, on the other hand, will always say, no, that's not the issue. But any issue that is there, we will investigate and all of that. But from your perspective, have you witnessed, or what is your assessment of the violation of human rights from your perspective?
Yeah, thank you very much. The military will always come out to say that there are no violations of human rights. But I tell you that it's a very pathetic situation in the Nigerian context when the military moves into a community. The military choose not to be, I'm sorry to say this, choose not to be professional enough in tackling issues. Of course, you will agree with me that the military, I've said it severally, and I'm going to say it this morning again, the military option is the last option in every operation. But in Nigeria today, military is the first option now. Whatever that happens anywhere in Nigeria today, the security agency that moves in first is the military, and that is unconstitutional. That shouldn't be the case. As I talk to you now, a kingdom in Edo State, an Ijaw kingdom, a Gbema kingdom in Edo State has been under siege for the past 1 week by the military. People have been killed by the military. A lot of houses have been burned down. And for us, that is not professional enough. We are not saying there are no pockets of, there might be one element of criminality or the other. But if there are security concerns, the military is not the first option. The SSS, the police, should investigate and fish out the criminal elements in any community in the Niger Delta, in Nigeria.
But it seems that the police, Nigeria police especially, is overwhelmed with the security situation, internal security situation in Nigeria. Maybe that's why the military is not being engaged. In many parts of the country already.
Yeah, I beg to disagree with you that the Nigerian police is overwhelmed. Nigerian police is not overwhelmed. Nigerian police is professional enough. You agree with me that anytime the Nigerian police is sent out of Nigeria for international assignment, they come out clean, come out best. But that is not the situation in Nigeria. So what is our problem? They should do more of investigation before action. As I talk to you, people are sleeping in the forest. They've been in the forest for the past 1 week because of military invasion in a Gbema kingdom. That's an Ijaw territory. People have been killed, houses have been burned down. If you have issues, you can fish out culprits without victimizing people, without killing people, without burning down houses. So the military, we are appealing to the military this morning to be more professional, see the indigents of this country as friends, as human beings, not as slaves.
All right, give us, can you make us understand, because we have to put this thing in perspective so people really understand what we're talking about. What areas of abuses has the military taken or carried out in some of these places that you've talked about? Really?
The abuses are that military moving at randomly and begin to embarrass, humiliate, harass people that are going about their normal businesses. The people are not part of whatever it is. You have something to do in a community or in a place does not mean that you hold everybody to ransom in that place, in that community. And that's exactly what the military is doing. And that is human rights abuse.
Are the people hostile to the military?
They are never hostile. I am in touch with them.
Because sometimes citizens could push the military to the wall.
If the citizens are hostile to them, we will see it everywhere. I don't know if you have seen a situation like I have not seen. I'm in touch with my people. I'm in touch with the people in Gbema Kingdom. You know, so even this morning I've spoken to some of them that they are talking to me from the forest, from the bush, because of the military presence in their communities. That is how we should go. That is not the path we should go. The Niger Delta region has been peaceful for quite a couple of times until the government decided to send Operation Crocodile Smile to the region. There were no issues. I will tell you now that from the time the military moved into the Niger Delta region, style Crocodile Smile, we have had series of issues. Kidnapping has come up again. The other day, some Bristons were kidnapped, about 4 of them, in Bomandi local government, in a Nokura community, precisely. We were not experiencing kidnapping again for some time, but it is when the military moved in that you started seeing pockets of this thing again.
But
yeah, so but what would be the relation between the military coming in and foreign citizens?
See, the people are peaceful, going about their normal businesses. And there is no issue, there are no issues, there are no security concerns. And you just, for whatever reason we don't know, you choose to move in the military. And when you move in the military, people from everywhere, anywhere, not necessarily Niger Delta people, not necessarily job people. Whatever that is happening in the Niger Delta, you cannot say it's the job people or Niger Delta people that are doing it. Let me tell you something that happened yesterday. The royal ship of the traditional kingdom of Gbanamatu was attacked by pirates yesterday in the high sea. Will you tell me that that was done by job people or Niger Delta people? Because that is a revered kingdom. And
all right, but if let us assume that those the pirates or whoever they are from space or wherever they come from, has there been a report? Has there been, if you notice any kind of strange movement within the area, has there been a report to the authorities as to what you have noticed?
Report to which
to the Nigerian authorities. If you know, like you said, that the ship was attacked and you are sure there are not people from the Niger Delta and all of that, did you report any finding to the authorities?
No, there were nothing to report to the authorities. There were no issues there.
Okay.
It's just coming up again. It's just coming up again
now.
What
about the Egbema situation you just told us about
yesterday. So what is causing that? What I'm trying to point out is that the military option is not the solution. The military is not the solution.
Yeah, but we want to understand the relation or the connect between the military moving in and then the violence. First, you mentioned the kidnapping of the Britons and then the attack on the ship. I want to know the relationship between the military moving in. The
relationship is that when you move in the military, people want to come and say, like I'm saying here, that the military situation is not the option. That is to send a signal. Protests. It's a signal that this is not the solution. The solution is a political solution.
But why would people in the region decide or even engage in criminal activities to prove a point?
You know, they are not necessarily involving in criminality to prove a point.
But kidnapping is a criminal offense.
It is. But the military invading the Niger community is also criminal.
Deployed by the government.
Deployed by the government to do what? What is the situation? What is happening in the Niger Delta that the government has to deploy the military? When you deploy the military, something happens.
But the military is not in the Niger Delta region. Let's clarify that. The military is not in the Niger Delta region alone. The military is in more than 20 states in Nigeria. They're in Lagos, they're in Ogun State. I can tell you that. So they're not just in the Niger Delta region.
Ogun State is very, very close to, we share common boundary with the Niger Delta.
They're not part of the Niger Delta region. They're in the north.
The military might be in other states in Nigeria, but the operations carried out in these other states are different from what they're doing in the Niger Delta.
And it's peculiar to the situation on ground.
You have the military in the northeast. You have the military in the northeast.
Exactly.
But the operations are not exactly the same way in the Niger Delta. So are we being treated as enemies here in our own country? Are we treated as aliens? Despite the fact that we lay the golden egg, and what we get is a backstabbing.
All right, now, Peretobo, what I'm getting from what you're saying, yes, there seem to be some kind of hostility, natural hostility between people on ground and the military anytime they come in. Because the issue there is we've not been able to get the connect between the kidnapping of the Britons, linking it to the military coming as in invading the Niger Delta, like you said. We've not really seen the connect between that. If the military invades the Niger Delta and you are not happy, the way to protest is not to kidnap anybody or to attack any ship.
I'm not saying there are kidnappings because of the military movement. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to say that you look at the situation before the movement of the military. What was the situation before the movement of the military? And what is the situation with the military presence? Then the results are there.
On the other hand,
the solution is clear. The solution is not the military solution.
But on the other hand, someone will also say that if you don't have anything to hide and there's no problem, even if the military comes, it shouldn't bother anyone.
We have no problems with the military in our communities, in our homes, in as much as they are professional, they carry out their exercises within the ambit of the law. We don't have problems with that. We need the military. We need the security agencies in our territories. But there are several human abuses on the Niger Delta people, on the Ijaw people. And that's what we are saying. We are not against the military. We are not saying they should move, but they should be professional in carrying out their exercises.
All right, now that a panel has been set up to look at the allegations leveled against the Nigerian military on not engaging in rules of engagement and all that, what do you expect, really? What as your group now, first off, going to meet the panel to level all this?
We will appear before the panel.
Okay.
It's a good one. But of course, you will agree with me that this is not the first time this kind of panel has been set up by the Nigerian government. And panels are set up and you don't seem to see the report at the end of the day. I pray and I wish that this is some difference from previous panels that have been set up by government. We are going to appear, we are going to make our case before this panel that has been set up by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We'll make our case before the government.
All right. Besides this, the military itself has the Human Rights Desk that has been established under the Chief of Army Staff, Borate, and any report at all, they are ready to attend to it. Now, besides that, they also said there's a call center that has been established for kind of complaints from the public, if you have any. So in any of this, has there been any reports generally formally to the
the committee is just coming on board, and we are putting up necessary evidence and documents together to appear. Every means, every window that we have, that Nigerians have, that we have, we will utilize it. Because we want to make sure that there is peace in the Niger Delta. What is key here is that I want Nigerians, I want the world to compare the situation we had about a year ago without the military operation, Crocodile Smile operations, and the situation we have now with the presence of the military is worse now. It's worse now.
All right, don't you think?
So I want to appeal to the authorities to rethink, reconsider that Operation Crocodile Smile decision. It's not the best way to go about it.
Of course, many have said that, yes, like you said earlier too, the military option is not the best, especially for internal security. But then, looking at the peculiar situation of the Niger Delta in the south and the military presence, from what you've said and from what we've heard, don't you think that it could be that some members of the region are whipping up sentiments to play the victim card, to make them say again that they are being persecuted, they are being targeted by the military unnecessarily?
No, I don't think that is the situation. The Niger Delta people are modest, peace-loving people. Niger Delta people, Ijaw people in particular, we don't want to whip up sentiments to get attention from anywhere. The situation that we have in the Niger Delta, in Ijaw territory, is real. You can see it everywhere. As I talk to you, people are sleeping in the forest. And it's as a result of military operation. It's unheard on. That's not what we want. Ijaw people, the Niger Delta people are ready to work with this government. We are ready to partner with this government. Because you can't attract development in a crisis situation. And we need development as a people. And that's why we are doing everything to make sure that there is peace in the Niger Delta region. And that's our responsibility.
Well, make us understand why the military has invaded Egbema community, like you said earlier. What exactly is the military doing there? Because you said they've burnt houses and they've done all that, and one would wonder why the military would do all that if there is no smoke without fire. If people did not in any way, somehow, you understand what I mean?
The military hasn't come out clear to tell us what is their reason for invading and burning down houses and killing and maiming people in Egbema community. They have not told us anything. But even if there are issues, the question is, even if there are issues, is that the approach? Is that the way to go about it? Because you suspect somebody in a community and you go and range the community down, and the person maybe you are looking for has even gone out of the community, and you are victimizing innocent people. That's not the
allegation.
We're trying to manage time now, but in all of this, has there been any cases that were brought before you, carried out by your people, and you feel we have to investigate this at least for fairness and for justice sake?
Cases carried out by...
Is there anything at all that could make the military come in, or sometimes any crime or any activity that is untoward carried out by your people that you feel you have?
Crime is not synonymous to Niger Delta people. It's not peculiar to Ijaw people. Yeah. There are crime everywhere in society, even in civilized countries. When you suspect a crime, when you suspect that somebody has committed a crime somewhere, you move in a modest manner. not to vandalize houses, not to burn down
houses.
But
what I'm saying is that you, as the president, have they brought any case before you by your own people that will make you look into, to investigate, to ensure?
Not at all as of today, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, yes. But that doesn't mean that anything didn't happen.
That doesn't mean that there might be issues.
Okay,
I'm not against the fact that there could be some issues. That's I don't. It's not before me.
That warrants the military coming in.
But is that the best approach? If there are issues, that's my point. I'm not in support of criminality anywhere. I'm a lawyer by the special grace of God. So if there are issues, there's a modus operandum in carrying out the operations.
Rules of engagement.
Rules of engagement. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to cover up anybody that is involved in criminal activities.
And like many would say, that never use force on armless civilians.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for your analysis at this time. Peritubo Wilaimi, you're the National President of Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Thank you for coming to this.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. Yeah.